Pompey the Great. The name alone evokes power, ambition, and the clash of titans. Pompey, a man who rose from relative obscurity to command armies, conquer empires, and become a legend etched in the annals of history. Born into a wealthy equestrian family in 106 BC, Gnaeus Pompeius Magnus, or Pompey as we know him, was destined for greatness. He emerged during a turbulent era in Roman history, a time of civil war and upheaval. Yet, amidst the chaos, Pompey's star ascended. He would become Rome's most celebrated general, a master strategist, and a cunning politician. This is the story of Pompey the Great, a man who walked with giants and whose shadow still stretches across the centuries. Through his victories and defeats, we witness the rise and fall of the Roman Republic, a world on the brink of transformation. Join me as we unveil the enigma that is Pompey the Great. Pompey's name became synonymous with victory. Following his successes in the Civil War, he was dispatched to deal with the remnants of Marian resistance in Spain. There, he faced Quintus Sertorius, a skilled and cunning general who posed a significant challenge. The campaign in Spain was long and arduous, testing Pompey's skills to the limit. After finally defeating Sertorius, Pompey returned to Italy, only to be confronted by another threat, the slave revolt led by Spartacus. The slave uprising had thrown Italy into chaos, but Pompey's arrival, fresh from his victories in Spain, boosted the morale of the Roman people. He swiftly crushed the remaining rebel forces, further solidifying his reputation as Rome's savior. His fame reached new heights, and he was elected consul alongside Marcus Licinius Crassus in 70 BC. As consul, Pompey enacted important reforms, restoring the power of the tribunes and restoring order to the Roman political system. In a matter of months, Pompey cleared the Mediterranean Sea of pirates, securing the vital trade routes and earning the gratitude of merchants and citizens alike. However, the political landscape of Rome was constantly shifting. A new player was emerging on the scene, a man who would become both Pompey's ally and his nemesis, Gaius Julius Caesar. Initially, their relationship was one of political expediency. They joined forces with Marcus Licinius Crassus to form the First Triumvirate, a powerful alliance that dominated Roman politics. Together, they pushed through legislation that benefited their interests and consolidated their power. Pompey, relying on his military prestige and the support of the Senate, seemed secure in his position. He celebrated a magnificent triumph for his victories in the East, further cementing his image as Rome's leading man. But Caesar's campaigns in Gaul brought him immense wealth, military glory, and the unwavering loyalty of his legions. As Caesar's star rose, so too did the tension between him and Pompey. The death of Crassus in 53 BC proved to be the catalyst for the final showdown between Pompey and Caesar. The Triumvirate, which had held Roman politics in a delicate balance, was no more. Rome, once ruled by the Senate and the people, was now a battleground for two titans vying for supremacy. Pompey, backed by the Senate and the traditional aristocracy, represented the old order. He was the defender of the Republic, the champion of the status quo. Caesar, on the other hand, represented change, albeit a change that threatened to upend the very foundations of Roman society. He had the support of his legions, battle-hardened veterans who were fiercely loyal to their general. He also appealed to the masses, promising land reform and a more equitable distribution of power. The clash between these two figures was inevitable. Rome itself became a stage for their power struggle. Pompey's supporters clashed with Caesar's in the streets, violence erupted, and the once stable republic teetered on the brink of civil war. The Senate, fearing Caesar's growing power and ambition, issued an ultimatum: disband your legions and return to Rome as a private citizen. Caesar refused and crossed the Rubicon River in 49 BC, an act tantamount to declaring war on Rome itself. The civil war between Caesar and Pompey was a clash of titans, a conflict that would decide the fate of the Roman Republic. Pompey, despite his age and his preference for political maneuvering, was still a formidable military leader. He commanded the loyalty of many of Rome's legions, and his name alone inspired confidence. However, Caesar's lightning advance through Italy caught Pompey off guard. He was forced to abandon Rome and regroup in Greece, where he could draw upon the resources of the eastern provinces and raise a new army. The stage was set for a decisive confrontation. The two armies met on the plains of Pharsalus in 48 BC. Pompey's forces outnumbered Caesar's, and he had the advantage of choosing the battlefield. The battle was long and fierce, a testament to the skill and discipline of both armies. However, Caesar's tactical genius and the unwavering courage of his veterans ultimately carried the day. Pompey's forces were routed, and he was forced to flee for his life. The Battle of Pharsalus marked a turning point in Roman history. Following his defeat at Pharsalus, Pompey became a man adrift, desperately seeking refuge in a world that had turned against him. He fled to Egypt, hoping to find sanctuary at the court of the young pharaoh Ptolemy the Great. Pompey had once been a staunch ally of Ptolemy's father, and he believed that the young ruler would honor that bond. However, Ptolemy's advisors, fearing Caesar's wrath, saw an opportunity to curry favor with the victor. As Pompey's ship approached the Egyptian coast, he was met not with the welcome he expected, but with treachery. Lured into a small boat under the pretense of being taken ashore, Pompey was assassinated by Ptolemy's men. His death, brutal and ignominious, marked a tragic end to a life filled with triumph and turmoil. His head was presented to Caesar upon his arrival in Egypt, a gruesome token of loyalty. However, contrary to expectations, Caesar was said to have been saddened by the sight. Pompey the Great's legacy is a complex and multifaceted one. He was a man of contradictions, a brilliant general who excelled on the battlefield, yet a cautious and often indecisive politician. He craved power and recognition, yet he also believed in the traditional values of the Roman Republic. He was hailed as a hero, a savior of the state, yet he ultimately failed to prevent its downfall. Pompey's achievements were undeniable. He expanded the Roman Empire, secured its borders, and brought peace and stability to a world riven by conflict. His victories in Spain, Africa, and the East cemented Rome's dominance in the Mediterranean world. He was a master of logistics and organization, able to raise, equip, and deploy armies with remarkable efficiency. His soldiers were fiercely loyal, inspired by his courage, his sense of justice, and his willingness to share their hardships. Yet he was also flawed, allowing himself to be outmaneuvered by Caesar. In the end, Pompey the Great fell victim to his own success. He became a prisoner of his own legend, unable to adapt to a changing world. He was a man born into an era on the cusp of transformation, and he was ill-equipped to navigate the treacherous currents of his time. Yet, despite his flaws and his ultimate failure to preserve the Republic, Pompey remains a figure of enduring fascination. His story is a cautionary tale about the intoxicating allure of power, the fragility of political systems, and the enduring human cost of ambition. Pompey's name continues to resonate through history, a reminder of a pivotal moment when the Roman Republic took a fateful step towards empire. And so we remember Pompey the Great, not just for his victories and defeats, but for the way his life reflects the grandeur, the drama, and the enduring legacy of ancient Rome.